Have you ever wanted to create custom projectiles in Minecraft Bedrock Edition? In today's video, I will show you how to do such with commands. This will allow you to create anything from arrows to massive explosions that can destroy the world. Now, of course, to start off, we first need to get a command block. Now, you can do this by putting this specific phrase in chat, /give@s repeating _command_block, and that will give it to you. For those who haven't used command blocks, they are basically blocks that allow you to alter the code and the way that the game works in your world. And this is done by putting in specific phrases into the block. And in this case, we're going to use this to create the projectile with 6 or 7 blocks actually. First though, let's pick out an item for the projectiles to be shot from. In this case, I'm going to be using a torch, and it's going to be the fire rod. For the first command, we're going to need to detect when the torch is held and then summon the projectile. In this case, the summoned projectile will be a boat, and the reason for this is because boats are actually pretty much mandatory for using a projectile, and it'll be summoned 1,001 blocks up in the air. You'll see why later. Now that the first command is done, how are we going to make the next ones? Well, I have a little trick that I like to do that speeds up the command making process, and that's by getting a structure block. You can do this similar to how we got the command block, which is by typing /give@s structure_block. This will give it to us, and what a structure block does is it basically copies anything that you save within its boundaries, meaning that I can save the command block and then copy it right back in front of it, allowing me to skip the entire time of having to edit and make a new command block. Now that we have our second command block, we're going to go into it and switch this to chain, meaning that the block will activate after the original first one, which is repeating, is activated. Then we're going to go into it, we're going to click it on conditional and always active, and now we can edit the block. At the same time, we're also going to want to go into our original command block and set the tick rate to 20, along with setting it to always active as well. Now in our next command block, we're going to erase the latter part of the command, and we're going to replace that with a new argument. In this case, we're going to put positioned and then ~1001 tilde. That will basically execute the command 1001 blocks up in the air, right where we summoned the boat before. Then we're going to go run tag @e type equals boat r equals 6. Then we're going to have add, and then, well, we don't have a tag yet, so we're going to leave that empty for a second. This tag will basically be whatever you put in the commands to make the projectile do what it does. And in this case, I prefer for my tag to be an abbreviation of the name of the item that is actually shooting the projectile. So in this case, because the name of the item is fire rod, we're going to name it Fire Rod Projectile, or FRP. Now that we have the commands done for actually having the projectile shoot, we need to make the projectiles themselves. Similar to before, I suggest just using the structure block, copying the previous command, and then copying it back in, and then editing it. For this command, we're going to basically completely clear out what we had before, and we're going to go with execute as @e tag equals FRP. So that's going to execute the command at the boat with the tag fire rod projectile. Then we're going to type @s positioned ~999 tilde. Basically what this is going to do is, because the boat is 1,001 blocks in the air, it's going to execute 999 blocks below that, and it's going to do its command there as if it was right at ground level where you shot it. After that, we're going to put run particle Minecraft basic flame particle and then tilde. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to make a visible particle that makes up the projectile, so you'll actually be able to see it now instead of it being invisible before. Particles can really improve how your command builds look, so I'm going to link a video from Monkey Chan in the description that I always use that has all of the particles in the game up to one of the more recent updates, so you can go check that out. Now, I'm going to copy the last command block that I used, the third one, and I'm going to put it in a structure block again, this time with all the, the terminology for the boat with the tag, so I don't have to, you know, retype everything from the original commands. Now, on this fourth command here, we're going to go into it, and instead of putting run particle blah blah blah, we're going to put unless entity at A R equals 25 run kill at S. So basically what this is going to do is, although it's technically optional, it will lower lag by killing any of the projectiles if they get too far away from the player. So in this case, if the projectile isn't within 25 blocks of a player, it will die. And that will stop it from, you know, going off into the distance forever and causing lag. Next, copy a third command block in and erase basically most of it down to the bare parts of execute as blah 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 at S blah blah blah. Now we're going to put run TP at S caret 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 1. So basically carets are tildes, but they're arrows that are pointing up, and they make the enemy go forward, like teleport forward instead of teleport to itself. And what this teleport command is going to do is make the projectile teleport forward, teleport the boat forward, making the illusion of the projectile moving forward and thus being a projectile. And the reason that I use boats in the first place is because normally no other entity in the game can teleport up or down, while boats can do up, down, left, right, forward, back, whatever. So they're the only ones that actually work for this, and that's why they're up in the sky, is because they're not, you can't make them invisible, so you have to kind of put them really high up and then execute everything below them. Now that the teleport command is done, we can go and actually turn all of these commands on, and the projectile will shoot out and it will work. Though it doesn't have a sound or damage command yet, so it's kind of just like a little spark that shoots out and disappears. So we're going to go in and we're going to add another command that will give it some sound real quick. Or you could just leave it here if you don't want to spend any more time, or if you want to settle with this, then that's fine, but I'm going to show a few more things of how we can improve it even more. In this new command block, I'm going to put play sound mob.gas.fireball at A R equals 12, so any player within 12 blocks will hear this sound, tilde 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 0.22. Now the projectile has a burning sound effect for itself when players are close enough to hear it. For our final command, we're going to go in, we're going to erase all the stuff that was there, and we're going to put damage at E type equals exclamation point player R equals 2.6 5 fire. With that, the projectile should be complete. It will now damage any enemies besides players, dealing 5 fire damage at a time. You can basically do anything with this. You can create any projectiles you want. You can make it deal any damage you want, fire any speed, basically. Really anything is possible with what you can do with this. And with what I've shown you here, you should be able to add on to it, edit it, anything you want to do. For example, with a few alterations to the coding that I had put in, I was able to make a wither skeleton that shot those projectiles at me and actually would damage me. So as you can see, you can really do anything you want to do. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you could, give me a like. I might make more tutorials like this eventually, and this was definitely fun to make, and I liked showing everything off and how you do this stuff. If you need any more help, just ask me in the comments or whatever you need to do. I've been showcasing stuff like this on my channel through my custom RPG that I'm making in Minecraft, so if you want to help me out even more, you can subscribe or check that out. Hype this video, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.